Welcome to a lesson on metric conversions. The metric system originated in Europe around 1800 and was quickly adopted around the world as a standard system of measurement. In fact, the US is the only industrialized country that does not use the metric system as its official measurement system, even though there are metric units utilized in the US for various things. The strength of the metric system is that it is based on powers of 10, as you can see in the chart below. Looking at this row, we have 1000 times the base, 100 times the base, 10 times the base, and so on. Prefixes are the same for each power of 10 above or below the base unit. So the metric system has three base units: meter for length, liter for capacity, and gram for weight. And the prefix indicates how that unit relates to the base unit. Looking at the far left, if the prefix is kilo, the unit would be 1000 times the base unit, meaning if we have a kilometer or a kilometer, a kilogram or a kiloliter, the unit is 1000 times the base unit. Looking at the far right, if we have a prefix of milli or milli, then the unit is 1000th times the base. So if we have millimeter, milliliter, or milligram, the unit is 1000th times the base unit. This table can be used for conversions. However, in this lesson, we will focus on performing conversions using unit fractions. But we will still use a table to verify the conversions. To perform our conversions using unit fractions, we will use these common conversions for length, weight, and volume. In the first example, we need to determine how many milligrams in 4,200 grams. We first write 4,200 grams as a fraction with a denominator of 1. So we have 4,200 grams over 1 times, now we'll form a unit fraction that will convert grams to milligrams. Looking at the conversions, 1 gram equals 1,000 milligrams, and because we want grams to simplify out of this product, grams must be in the denominator, and therefore milligrams will be in the numerator. And therefore the unit fraction will be 1,000 milligrams divided by 1 gram. Notice how this fraction is equal to 1, so we're not changing the value, we are only changing the units. Notice the units of grams simplify to 1, and we're left with 4,200 times 1,000 milligrams, which gives us 4,200,000 milligrams in 4,200 grams. Let's verify this conversion by looking at the table. We are converting from grams, which is in the middle column, to milligrams, which is on the far right. To move from the column from grams to milligrams, we must move 1, 2, 3 columns to the right, which means if we move the decimal point to the right 3 times in 4,200, we can determine how many milligrams in 4,200 grams. So starting with 4,200, the decimal is to the right of the 0. If we move it right 3 places, 1, 2, 3, fill in the missing digits with zeros, notice how we do get 4,200,000, which is the number of milligrams in 4,200 grams. Let's look at our second example. We're asked to determine how many meters in 45 centimeters. So beginning with 45 centimeters as a fraction, with the denominator of 1, we multiply by a unit fraction that will convert centimeters to meters. Looking at our conversions, 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Because we want centimeters to simplify out of this product, centimeters must be in the denominator, and therefore meters will be in the numerator. And again, because 1 meter equals 100 centimeters, our unit fraction is 1 meter divided by 100 centimeters. The units of centimeters simplify to 1. Multiplying, we have 45 over 100, or 45 hundredths meters. We could simplify this fraction to 9/20ths, but instead, let's write this as a decimal. 45 hundredths is equal to 0.45, and the units are meters. So now we know 45 centimeters equals 0.45 meters. Again, let's verify this using the table. We first locate centimeters in the table, which is here, and then locate meters, which is in the middle. To move from the column of centimeters to the column of meters, we have to move 2 columns to the left, and therefore to determine how many meters in 45 centimeters, we move the decimal point in 45 to the left 2 places. So right now the decimal point is to the right of the 5. Moving it left 2 places, 1, 2, we get 0.45 or 0.45, which is a number of meters in 45 centimeters. Let's look at the last example. We want to know how many kiloliters are in 7,236,137 milliliters. Notice how here we're using a lowercase l and the table uses capital L's. Both forms are accepted. We first write the value as a fraction with a denominator of 1. We do not have a conversion directly from milliliters to kiloliters, and therefore we'll have to use 2 unit fractions. Looking at the conversions, we'll first use a conversion 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. Because we want milliliters to simplify out, we must have milliliters in the denominator, and we'll have liters in the numerator. The conversion is 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters, and therefore the fraction is 1 divided by 1,000 milliliters. Notice the units of milliliters simplify to 1, and now we'll convert liters to kiloliters. 1 kiloliter equals 1,000 liters. We want liters to simplify out, and therefore liters must be in the denominator, and kiloliters must be in the numerator. The unit fraction will be 1 kiloliter divided by 1,000 liters. When we multiply, notice how we'll have 7,236,137 divided by 1 million, and this quotient is equal to 7.236137 kiloliters. Let's confirm this conversion using our table. We are converting milliliters to kiloliters, so we first locate milliliters, which is in the rightmost column, and then we locate kiloliters, which is in the leftmost column. To move from milliliters to kiloliters, we have to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns to the left, which means we can determine the number of kiloliters in 7,236,137 milliliters by moving the decimal point to the left 6 places. To start, the decimal is to the right of the 7. Moving it left 6 places, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which gives us 7.236137 kiloliters, which is the correct conversion. So whether we use unit fractions or the table, of course the conversions are the same. I hope you found this helpful.